Greetings, everyone. It is time for another Throne of Eldraine draft. We're going to do a best of one here. Don't have the gold for it, but plenty of gems to push the 750 here and look to try and get it back through 6 wins or more. That's where your return on investment becomes positive if you're looking to go truly infinite. But if you're looking to go optimal, you just want to do the best you can to maximize your outcomes. And if you're going to maximize your outcomes in your paper game, you're going to want to include cardkingdom.com in your list of businesses that you consider when making your Magic purchases. They are one of the leaders in the industry for sure. They have most cards in stock. I think that is safe to say. Certainly safe to say most. The question is like, what percentage of all Magic cards in existence do they have in stock? It's a very high percentage. Mostly you can complete your decks one-stop shopping when you go there. And then one of the nice things about that is you just know what you're going to get. You're going to get everything you need to complete your deck sent to you quickly and in the condition stated or better. And you just can't count on that with every place you can get Magic cards, and I really appreciate that about Card Kingdom, that they are so reliable on that front. And for those of you who missed earlier this week, they're doing they're kind of their own Masters set. They're using their own stock of Magic cards to create effectively a Magic set of their own, a repack of their own, and meant for drafting. So if you want to check out that, go to Card Kingdom. It's what is it called? I always forget if it's Lumen. Anyway, it's a cool standalone draft set, and you can check them out. And if you go to my panels down below, yeah, Lumeria, thank you. I just forget the name. I'm sorry, Card Kingdom. The name slips my mind sometimes, but it's a Lumeria. I'm looking forward to drafting it, and that is available on Monday. Thanks, Card Kingdom, for all your support. Let's go in. Yeah, I need some coffee. Good call. Oh, it's good stuff. By the way, I repaired my own coffee maker. I feel like a golden god. Yeah, we're totally going to take the preserver. It's gems and it's good. Witch Stalker is also good. This is a fine build-around place to start. Tactician. You start Pathlighter, try to even wheel a Tactician. I don't know. Yeah, it feels like... Although if you want to lean into what the bots are doing, just take Ogre Errant, pack one, pick one. No, you'd probably take Tactician, pack one, pick one, and go from there. But yeah, I'm not a very handy guy, or historically I've not been a very fix-it-yourself, do-it-yourself repair guy. Frankly, my lovely spouse has been the handy person around the house way more than me. But I soldered wires to a motor to repair my own expensive coffee roaster, and it felt really good. And then I fixed my car. I changed the headlight on my car, and I took a broken side mirror and installed a new side mirror. Suddenly I'm like Mr. Fix-It over here. Anyway, sorry, let's take Wildborn Preserver. See if we end up in green. We don't have to marry this, though. Here's Bacon to a Pie. That's really nice, but you could even... This is interesting, chat. This is where... Are we drafting optimally for Arena or conceptually for... I think conceptually in a human draft, I would just take Bacon to a Pie, but I think there's a strong support for taking Dragonfire here and leaning into the bots... lower estimation of red right now. So I'll pull it. I'm curious what you all think. Do we lean in, is Bake so good that we ignore the bot preference away from red, or do we lean into red? Because red-green non-human has been a real thing. We could wheel the uncommon enchantment. So let's go Bake versus Fire. I don't think you would take Joust over the Fire. Joust is a little too specific. And I think we would take Removal over Tactician, so I didn't put Tactician on the list. But you could say Other if you want to consider something else here. Fire, fire on the mountain. All right, we'll follow the bots towards red. Well, actually, we'll ignore the bots and go towards red as the bots follow other things. Is actually the right? It's easy bake in paper, but I just don't think there. Well, here's the thing, Gersays, who says, you will end up drafting red always. That's not fun. I don't know if that's not fun. I mean, red always is not fun, but actually the one thing about this is at least like I wasn't drafting red at all earlier in the format. I'm just in my red phase now, right? Like the shifting bots just change what phase I'm in. Combustinator, you missed. At one time we had a witch's oven and a bunch of tempting witches or whatever, and we called our deck Easy Bake Coven. I think that was one of my favorite deck names of the format. I think somebody else came up with that though. Anyway, so let's get back to this pick. What do we like here? We don't have to marry anything. Like, as much as I say, like, lean into it, we don't have to marry it here. Like, I don't think we take Ogre Errant. I don't think that's good enough. Fox is fine. Sage is pretty good, but I've really been avoiding blue. And Ratter doesn't do really what you want it to do. So, yeah, I like Fox or Squire. I think the two white cards are the best options here. Blue is, quote, kind of open, but Sleazy Griffin and Queen of Ice are actually they're just not that great. Like, they're very, very replaceable. Sage of the Falls is quite good, especially in actually this Ratter deck. This would be a good sealed deck combo. But the bots love blue. It dries up quickly, and the parts for all those killer decks that were there before just aren't there before. Does Ratter trigger Preserver? Is it token or non? Yeah, it would trigger it. I don't know where we're drawing cards to make that happen, though. Yeah, Merchant and Thrill. I guess we could take Ratter on that combo potential. We're only missing these. Well, it's fancy play. No, it's not. It depends on the density. It's fancy play known if you end up with one Ratter and one way to trigger it, and you still run it. But I will with the Innkeeper. Why would the? Oh, because of the draw. Sure. Well, we'll take it on spec. It's okay. There was nothing. We call it opportunity cost, right? We weren't passing to spec on Mad Ratter, which we may not play. Didn't cost us anything except dipping into a possible third color in white. Here we can take Blow Your House Down. I think we're gonna wheel. Oh no, this is sorry, I was thinking this was the enchantment that I was talking about earlier. Yeah, this is not a good pack. This is garbage land. It kind of makes me want to try and lean into some red-green, but we just don't have that. Kind of makes me want to take Hengewalker, actually, in case we abandon the Preserver and end up mono-red or something. Squire will wheel. This is such an unimportant card to me. I think we take Hengewalker, and if this comes around, great. And if we end up mono-red, we'll understand that. Oh, this is an interesting pick. Cool situation. We got Trebuchet leading towards the red knight strategy, but there's a Wildwood Tracker that goes right along with this Preserver. Tracker likely to wheel, Trebuchet likely to not. So I actually think we take, and here's the Thrill also. We take Thrill to work the Ratter. Are we gonna lean into the Rat? Both of these might wheel. It's pick 5 though, so it starts to get tough to count on anything to wheel once you're talking about pick 5, because we have there's gonna be 2 cards left in this pack when we get it back. It's actually probably gonna be like Weapon Rack and Mantle, or you know, it might not be one of these two. Maybe I'll pull this one quickly. It's an interesting one. We've got Brim for Trebuchet, Brim for Brimstone Trebuchet, Thrill, and Tracker. I think those are you can make an argument for all those 3. I think probably not Tracker though. I think we're really talking about whether we're leaning in towards the Knight or leaning in towards the Knights that are so prevalent in red, or leaning towards the Ratter that we picked up. I don't think it's Tracker. That's my feeling here. Well, chat thinks it's Tracker. Interesting. Well, technically chat thinks it should be a red card. Well, I say things like we can get Thrill later easily, and then we never see another Thrill that we can take or something, you know? Yeah, I'm going to overrule you all on Tracker because I think mono red is a thing that can really happen. And yeah, I think the lowest opportunity cost is like Trebuchet, even if you're not heavy knights, can still make a deck. That's why I kind of like the Trebuchet. I think it just fits in everything. Yeah, knights make it better. But if you're in red, you're going to get knights. You just are. Like, we're only in pack 1. I'm gonna go with my gut and take Trebuchet. I think that's the best card there. Interesting. Wow, this has been an interesting draft, only 6 picks in. Now we have this Steel Claw Lance, which is bonkers. We could just abandon the Preserver. Like, this is one of the reasons I wanted to take a red card. It really felt like we were kind of closing in on red, but like if we didn't have a Preserver, I would probably just take the Lance here. Preserver is not a knight, no. And Merchant, again, works with the Ratter. Black is not necessarily open, but this is really quite good. I think it's worth taking a flyer on the Steel Claw here. And then we can grab, well, Fireborn and Steel Claw aren't really friends, I suppose. We could take a first 7 dwarf. Or be in a spot where we're 12-5 red black type thing. Yeah, I think we take Fireborn, understanding that we are probably not playing it unless we end up in red white or we end up in a 12-5 type mana base. But there is a good argument for picking up a dwarf, although we know we're probably not going to get any more dwarves this pack. But if you can get 3 to 5 dwarves, they're actually pretty good. But yeah, let's take Fireborn and keep trucking there. Tournament Grounds would splash the Steel Claw, but I would rather just play a swamp to, you know. I don't like Tournament Grounds because of the restriction of only Niter equipment. You just end up not being able to cast things like your Ratter or whatever. So we'll take Bargain. Bargain's great in the aggro red deck. This is all 3 red cards from the opening pack wheeled. All right, another choice point. We can take a simple Ogre Errant. We can take Ferocity and lean into more towards this non-human Preserver side, or we can take Thrill and lean into the Ratter. Wow. So let's poll it. Sorry, this draft is taking a little longer because I keep polling stuff, but these keep being very fascinating picks to me. So we're going to talk about Wilds. I'll put Wild. Yeah, Wild is fine. Ogre or Thrill. Yeah, Thrill and Ferocity both support the Mad Ratter, but if you're not making the rats, then Ferocity's not making rats bigger. You know what I'm saying? But we also have Steel Claw and Trebuchet that support the Knight. This is a fascinating pick. This is like really directional. Where do we want to take this red deck? Well, chat has spoken. We want to take the red deck towards Ferocity of Wilds. All right, I'm in. I'll follow you down, chat. If we end up heavy red, we can play a Dwarven Mine. Well, in a sense, we just took some... We didn't take rat support, but we got rat payoff. These are both kind of a nice combo. We'll see. We'll see. Here's this Ogre. Someone was talking about we're expecting to get this Ogre back as well, and we sure did. We take Hengewalker still, but I think 4-mana Knight trumps the 3-mana generic 3/3. Media likes the Hengewalker. I get it. I mean, we can look at curve. I guess we have... yeah, exactly. Non-human Knight is a nice crossover card here. I'm going to take it. Yeah, yeah. So here's this one where I was saying we can't really expect anything to wheel out of this pack. Although it was interesting, I was predicting like weapon rack and like the equipment, and instead it's corridor monitor, True Love's Kiss. Here's another weapon rack. We're not going to play that. You take gems, of course. We have Joust though, and Red Cap. Again, we're going to wheel the Ferocity. We can totally lean into the Ferocity thing, but we're not going to take it here. We're going to wheel it. The bots, as far as I can remember, I can't really remember a Ferocity of the Wilds not wheeling out of a pack 1. And so Red Cap will wheel as well. So we could take the gems, or we can take Joust or Red Cap looking to wheel Ferocity. Alpha just wants gems. And we can just take gems and then wheel whatever. Yeah, I don't think there's anything here that's like... Yeah, I'm just going to take gems, I think. Small opportunity cost there to take gems. Now we get a more interesting spot. Heck, I should leave Castle Lochthwain in. This might be playable gems, really. Yeah, the Lancer is strong, you're right. And this... yeah. Wow, this has been a fascinating draft. So now we have Shieldbreaker, which is just... It's a knight. Tends to always be good, but it is not... It is a human, so it doesn't do this. If we take Bake into a Pie, we're getting away from this Fireborn Knight. I'm not sure we play a deck that runs both Fireborn Knight and Bake into a Pie. Elite Headhunter, I wish was better. I wish we wanted to slam this. You'd think we'd want to slam the 4 hybrid red-black Knight to go with the Steel Claw Lance, but it's just not that good. We'd just rather have a Shield Breaker, really, or Bake into a Pie. You're right, Razor. Headhunter does do some things in some places, but it's like pretty weak as far as this cycle goes, right? Yeah, I think it's Baker Breaker. Yeah, I'm going to take the Shield Breaker and pass on Pie. It's not often that I refuse Pie, but I'm going with the low drop Knight here. We could take Reaper but it's at odds with what an aggro deck is trying to do. So even though it's pretty early to do so, we sadly just take this Barge that would probably wheel. I mean, we take Sorcerer's Broom and try and wheel the Barge. I'm now thinking about that. Yeah, Drawbridge is another possibility. I really think after we saw the red go undrafted in pack 1, we can do that. I think we'll get this Barge back. I'm gonna take the Broom. This isn't even great, but it's like we're getting the Barge back. All right, Lancelot 2.0. Scorching Dragonfire, yeah, I'll take it over the Barrage. Barrage is nice, but we like to be low down. Rock some Rims. Here's that Innkeeper we were talking about, maybe doing the Innkeeper Mad Ratter thing. But I don't even think we're probably... I'll leave Ratter in for now, but I doubt we're playing that. You want to play Skewer? No, I think I'm happy with our equipment situation. We're going to take Rimrock here. Yeah, this is going to be heavy red splash lances. What night are we talking about? Anyway, Tron says, why not take the Bake into a Pie? Because I think heavy red splashing a little black or a light black is going to be a more consistent, more powerful deck. Another Shield Breaker seems great here. more playable red and a ginger brute, more dwarves that we're not getting in on, but I'm going to take the double breaker. We can fling. We got beat by fling yesterday. It was a good card against us in a couple spots yesterday. It's still not where I want to be with my red removal. I'm much happier to have these double dragon fires, but we can take a fling over Dwarven Mine number 2. Yeah, free 1/1 fling. Yeah, I guess we'll take the free 1/1. I'm still pretty whatever on fling. Okay, so you know how many red cards there were in our opening pack? There were 5 red cards in our opening pack. All right, bots. We are the only red drafter. Let's see what we're going to do here. All right, so I'm going to pull this one. We have Wilds, we have Joust, and we have Red Cap. Those are the reasonable choices here. Sub alert. Thank you, Mama. Sorry, I was absorbed in that pack. I kind of remember now hearing Rat Burglar. Thank you for that sub, Nantuko. Oh, look at that. Are you my first 12-month sub, or did I miss Valhalla's? Brian, did you resub? Are we, I think that may be my first time I've seen the Crowned Rat. Look at that. 1 year badge for Nantuko. Thank you for all your support, man. I appreciate it. And love that you're my first viewer that I at least saw at the 1 year level. Strong support for the red cap here. With this double lance, I understand why. Well, here's a merchant that says maybe we don't have to cut the Ratter if pack 3 goes on to support it further. Here's the barge in I thought would wheel. And we get a free paladin. Always free paladins. All right, 2 merchants says we can do it. We can really actually run the Ratter. And another paladin, yeah. Bots not interested in red at all. So we probably take Order of Midnight here. It's a black knight. And then because drafting is easy, we'll wheel the Searing Barrage, no problem. Maybe so. Nantuko, I think we're gonna have, honestly, I think we're gonna have so many playables. We'll probably cut Ratter and the 2 merchants just because the knight approach is gonna look a lot tighter. Yeah, we could take gems, but I think the order is just great, and we do want to. I think with this 2 steel claws, we are going to splash some black. So we take the order. It's a knight. It's a flying grave digging knight. We're taking it. Oh baby, it's another Ratter. We could, and there's nothing to take here, so we're gonna take the Ratter and see. It's a human. Well, look, we are running some humans. We might not do ferocity. That's another option here. Yeah, we could take Barrow Witches. Maybe we just take a Barrow Witches. So like if we could end up doing this, that like if we say and then what was the other thing I would cut there? Oh, and the Ratter. So this might be more where our deck really is at right now. I don't want to take a Broom here. I would take Barrow Witches. The question is, do you know? I don't think Broom is the choice. We have one. I think Witches is probably where it's at. Yeah, I'm probably not playing Hengewalker, but That's a good point. We are already at 3 cards. I think we could still do like 1 Barrow Witches. Mainly what I want out of a light color like this is that I'm happy to play this later in the game. Yeah, I'm going to go Witches. We have, yeah, here we go. Now it's like Bell starts to pull us closer to an even split, but a Rimrock can keep us more towards heavy red. Yeah, Rimrock might wheel. That's a good point. I'm taking Bell on that alone. We probably wheel the Rimrock. Like, it doesn't look like bots are taking any red cards. Yeah. All right. It's not a knight. But we're taking it. We have a ton of paladins, so I'm going to take gems here. Free gems. Yeah, and I'd like to call this out for, you know, there's a lot of cynical people who are like, Wizard just has the bots take all the rares really highly. Now, I suggested having the bots have a cap that, like, bots don't let rares wheel or something like that, but the bots do let rares go that aren't good for limited. Obviously, Fires is one of the best cards in Standard right now. Barge in again, or a merchant for the Ratter. We might wheel that Ratter. We could take a 3rd merchant for the 2nd Ratter. Media thinks Fires is legit good and limited. I'm not in for that. I don't know. I don't think we're going to play any of these, although we might, depending if pack 3, if we, I guess we're almost done with pack 3. If we got more Raging Red Caps, I could see playing more barge in. But are we playing any of these? I don't think so. Take the Merchant in case we do wheel the Ratter and we can talk about it. Here we want, we have a Scaldron versus a cheap Knight. I think we want the cheap Knight. We have we're scalding just fine with our Dragonfire. Here's the Barrage I promised would wheel, along with literally every other red card in the pack. Told you. And there's the Ratter that I hedged hedged on the Merchant for. None of the bots are in red. 0. 0. I don't think we're playing Slipper, so I'll take the Ratter. Maybe we'll force a Ratter. Yeah, see? There you go. There you go, folks. Look at this. We can play all of these. We'll take this Knight over this Knight. I told you, well, we saw in pack 1. In pack 1, 5 of 5 red cards were there for us on the wheel. Sure. Still not taking Fling when we have all this removal already. Yeah. So 60 on the grind today. Let me punch that into the old spreadsheet before I forget. Yeah, I think I'm going to start with a Knight build, and we're going to ignore the Ratter situation, but we got to play one Ratter game before this ends, just based on the fun of it, I think. I'm going to cut... Wait, where'd that go? Let's... Probably cutting Hengewalker. Actually, given that the activated ability on this requires 2 black and itself, like 3 black total, we are going to not play Castle Lochthwain, even though we are playing some black. Mono is tempting, but these Steelclaw Lances I think are too good, and so is the Order. We might cut Barrow Witches and Bell, but I think I want Lance and Order in here. Yeah, I feel very prepared for my real-life draft now. Yeah, we can cut the Broom. We're effectively only making 2 cuts. I think this is going to be a 16 lander. I think I do like cutting Barrow Witches. We'll use Order as our recursion card. Cut this Ratter. Maybe. Oh wait, I accidentally cut a red cap. That's what happened. Get in there, red cap. And then I like a Paladin cut. 16-8 from here. We can go down to like nine, 10, 11. I don't think we want the Dwarven Mines. Yeah, I agree. I'm not a fan of the Merchant, but let's see, what are we playing instead then? We could put the Hengewalker back in. Although at that point, we're basically paying, you know, would we rather have a 2/3 that loots or a 3/3? You want to cut Ogre Errant? No, we're not cutting Ogre Errant. Why do you want to cut Ogre, Mike? Hey, D. Yeah, it's like Merchant isn't great, but I think it's probably still the play. Do we want Ferocity? Everybody was excited about Ferocity initially. Let's look at what actually works with Ferocity in our deck. Yeah, I don't think we can play Ferocity. We didn't end up dedicated non-human enough. East is like definitely Ferocity. I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 creatures isn't quite enough to run that. Yeah, we'll put Ferocity in when we rat it. I think we are going to go with this. This is although this is 16 land. Are you comfortable with 16 lands here? And yeah, there might be too many 4s. I might want to go back to 7. Yeah, that's fair. I think cutting a Paladin and adding a Mountain or one of these Dwarven Mines. What does the Dwarven Mine really do for us? So we get a free 1/1. We do that. There is some Knight synergy. We do have a Trebuchet. Yeah, we can put the Dwarven Mines in when we try the Ferocity. I think that's fair. Okay, so let's try this. And since I didn't get to use this name when I drafted 2 Lances before, I'm going to use it now. We'll call it Lancelot 2.0. Well, sorry it's taken so long, gang, but that was an interesting draft. I hope you enjoyed it. I thought that was, I mean, It ended up being very arena. We ended up heavy, heavy, heavy red. But nonetheless, there were some fascinating choices there, so I enjoyed that draft. But took a while. Yeah, let's do a par poll and get going. I'll get going and then start a par poll. Try. Where is it? There it is. David's got confidence. A lot of 3.5 to 5.5 type range here, it looks like. People think 5 is a reasonable expectation. Fireborn looks like maybe it's not coming out on 4 exactly. And Triple Dragonfire is somewhat awkward. Kind of want to be a little more controlling, a little more aggro than this is presenting, but I don't think we can mull it. So we're, you know, I guess there's some, you know, return on investment goes down on these Dragonfires, but I think we have to keep this. Razor might mull it. It is a little bit more controlling than I want to be with the deck, but we're not asking too much of the deck, given that we have 2 mountains and our swamp. Like, all I'm asking of the deck is that it gives us some creatures, and if it gives us some creatures, we're going to be fine. And I think that's most of our deck is creatures and land, so I think it's worth keeping here. Now we just like to get something to scorch. And we do not have something to scorch. That is kind of funny. Mike wants nothing to do with that hand. We have 12 mountains in the deck. We're doing a 12-5. Yeah. Obviously sniping me. Well, we get Ogre next turn no matter what, and I really hope we get something to Dragonfire here. It'd be sad if our first play was turn 4. Ugh, that's not really a Dragonfire target either. But it might be. Yeah, I'm with you, David. Ugh. Yeah, total ghoster. Obvious stream sniper. East wants to just do it. Nah, I don't think we need to, East. We're gonna turn up the pressure right now. Man, Trebuchet, you're a turn late. Turn late, buddy. I'm gonna go with the Ogre. I want to get the Trebuchet out before Knights, but I want to use all my mana. If we draw a mountain next turn, for example, we can Dragonfire and Trebuchet. Or we even get a swamp. I mean, we can get any land, and we can 2-spell next turn. What we'll probably end up doing is using a Scorching Dragonfire to finish off a Corridor Monitor, but maybe not next turn if we find the land. Yeah, I get it. I know that we're being aggro into a brick wall, but again, we have the removal to finish it off. Hey, Marsh. All right, we got our land, so we're going to wait on Fireborn so we can do the 2-spell here. Oppo missing land drops. Man, as if they don't block, they are sniping me. Although at that point, you are just blocking. Even if I'm stream sniping me, I would block with the monitor and trade for one of these Dragonfires. Now, if we get another mountain, we have another 2-spell turn possible with Fireborn into a Dragonfire. If we don't get a mountain, yay, we got some action. And we can now cast literally everything in our deck. And Scaldron's going to take out this Fireborn, unfortunately, unless maybe we'll find something else to lead. It'd be nice if we could have this be the last creature standing. I wonder if they didn't see that it has reach. Been there, Oppo. Been there. Oh, and Emery? Emery? Taste it. Lance is nice because if we can get him shields down on Cauldron, we can play the Fireborn, equip it, and then it's out of Cauldron range. They may just use Cauldron now and get rid of this Trebuchet. It wouldn't be the worst. Although, is this their main phase? Or we're still our turn? No, it's theirs. Okay. So we're free and clear then. Oh, jeez. Ah! I put on full control too late. I still consider that a Watsy punt, not a me punt. I should not have to do that. I should not have to do that. It's really embarrassing, actually, Wizards. The thing is, not only Kruzica should it give priority, other cards do. There are other cards that they have programmed to be smart, and they have just decided not to do that for a limited staple. Oh yeah, what is the I can't remember the command either. I wonder if I have the link, though. Yeah, here. Oh, there you go. Right, exactly. They did it for one, but not the other. That just doesn't make sense. All right, sorry, Oppo. Not trying to slow roll you. What's going on here? What turn is it? All right. Missed some Trebuchet damage, but... Oh my god. Let's see. 4, 5, 6... 7, 8. So we can do 16 this turn. And yeah, with casting the Rimrock after, it's then lethal. Shall we just win? Let's see. 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. We can't quite do it all. Right? We'll see if they block. Well, what's the exact, like, how... What's the sequence you see to win? Assuming they block with the Apprentice. No, we get, yeah, that's, if they block, we get 0. That's the thing, right? Bargain does not give non-humans trample. So let's start with an attack and just see if they want to block. No, we can't do it all. Non-humans get trample, and this is a human. Okay, but they are letting us through for the full value here. Yeah, Murderous Rider would be tip the cap, although at this point they would have already used it there. Runaway, yeah, I mean, there's some risk here, I suppose. No, they have blue through the egg, but we're gonna risk it. This is too fun of a play. Oh, they do have something. Ah, they had Murderous Rider. What are you going to do, you know? What are you going to do? Like I said, I'm just going to tip my cap there. Yeah. I mean, come on. Oppo got me wanting Flash more than results there. Yeah, that was rough, though. We'll see. I guess we just equip here. Let's not let him... Yeah, they got us real good there. We took the chance. Yeah, that's true. If we Rimrock first, they almost certainly Rider in response. So good lesson there, at least. Prof, right? If you're going to take a risk like that, put the one that they're definitely going to not let respond first. Well, they could. There was no risk for letting them let that first one resolve, right? All right, that's cool. Let's go. Let's break this cauldron while the shields are down. Well, the point is, Days, if we had cast Rimrock, they would have wanted to kill the creature out from underneath it so that the Rimrock fizzles and we don't get the night side of it. That's what people were saying. Yeah, I'll ping this time. Thanks for the reminder. I deserve that. And, boy. Well, we talked about one blowout, which was the Rider. If we try to kill the Rider and they go for run away together, then we... I might just shame scoop my stream, but the question is, do we go for it? I mean, they might have it. But we don't want him to have it, give him more time to have it. So if we're going to try, we should try. I'm going to do it. Again, if they have everything, they have everything. All right, we got one. I didn't want to let them untap and have like counterspell mana or anything. Mike wants to just leave it up. I took the risk. It worked out this time. Doesn't mean it was correct. A lot of smart people in chat wanted me to wait there. This doesn't really matter. Well, the thing is, if it dies, it goes to the bottom of the library, so almost no matter what, it exiles when it dies. All right, so we can get to go Steel Claw onto the Shield Breaker, Rimrock to kill the Scavengers, then drop the Trebuchet. I mean, we got to deal with this 4/5. So I think we do that. Be cool if we found a way to win this one through that utter blowout that Oppo laid on us. Another one. kind of like Bell plus Rimrock here and foregoing the Trebuchet activations. What do you think? We drop Bell and Rimrock. We put 2 3-power knights down that can become easily 5-power knights. And either of them equipped can kill the scavengers. Yeah, we could go Bell and equip, but I think we just get more damage in. Like, the pings are nice, but if the pings matter, they're gonna still be there. Trouble is, Trebuchet into Knight, like, we don't even get that ping. I'm just gonna do both our Knights. Yeah, that would have been... I think Silo has the other reasonable line there. Maybe even a better line. I want to spend my mana on producing threats right now. We want to try and get Oppo dead before all this... Yeah, before their removal becomes too much. But the thing... But going Trebuchet... Rimrock then would allow Rimrock to equip and next turn Bell to cast and double trigger Trebuchet while still equipping the Rimrock for a 5-power attacker. So I think I like Silo's line better than the one I took. There's not really anything they can do, and who thinks Oppo is stream? Why would anybody think Oppo is stream sniping? What, what about what's happened makes us think that? I'm gonna reveal that we had nothing here so that I can get this Lance onto the Trebuchet. That's obviously a pretty interesting attack. We technically have a block here. How are we punished by blocking? The only thing that punishes us by blocking is the +2/+1 Death Touch spell. Oppo seems to be playing pretty well with a solid deck. I don't really put Oppos like this on having that. Yeah, it could be a Scaldron they drop. That's an interesting. Yeah, it's not just Lash of Thorns. It could be Scaldron. That's a good observation. But also, we're at 12. They're at 13. If we're going to win, we need to block this thing. We can't sit here and take 4. It's kind of a forced block. I was pondering whether, you know, how we could be punished, but we don't really have a choice. Like, yeah, I don't feel badly about that because I just don't think we had a choice. And if we find another knight, we'll be fine. Put a Steel Claw on it. That is not going to do it for us, but we have some draws here. What do you mean that's how damage works with Frogify? It turns a creature into a 1/1, a base 1/1. And in our case, it turned it into a 3/3, but that was still enough to kill it with 4 damage. No, I think Oppo is fine. I think the beauty of Oppo's attack is Oppo didn't care whether we blocked or not. Take 4? Great. Lose your Trebuchet? Great. There we go. That's a decent target for your old Steel Claw Lance. Trouble is, it's still just a 1-for-1 with the Scavengers. Uh-oh, bake into a pie here now for... Oh, no, it couldn't be baked. There's only got 3. I wonder what they... Maybe it's just... Yeah, all right. Okay. surprised they didn't bounce the Scavenger. I guess there's not... I mean, there's only so much tempo they need here. They just want to hit us with Scavenger. Never mind. Fling would be great here. Yeah, maybe Fling is better in a deck with Steel Claw Lances or whatever, but I don't think it'd be great. Low curve aggro black-red knight deck. 3 Lances. Is that too many? I don't think so. I'd play 3 Lances. Maybe 4 starts to be too many, but it also depends on what other spells you have. What other non-creature spells do you have taking up slots in your deck? Yeah, we're just totally dead. Darn it. Well, we got blown out with a risky play. We paid the price. Fair enough. Good job, Oppo. It was pretty cool that we made a game of it afterwards. Often when you get blown out like we did on that Murderous Rider play, all hope is lost immediately. But we tried to claw our way back, make it work. We just failed. Would I win in the absence of that play? I don't know. I mean, all the... We were gonna, like, let's say we did, like, what would your what would the safe play have been there? I'm on the Pro Tour, I'm not going for a stream moment, I'm really wanting to make sure we win this game. At that point, how do we approach that turn even? I'd have to look at the board again. Yeah, I'm with you. I acknowledged at the time that I was being loose, okay? So, like, if I went for one stream moment and it cost me, heck, even when it costs you, it's an even better stream moment, you know? Yeah, we could do burn and attack, although I don't even think I would use the burn. Probably the thing to do there is just not do anything. All right, we'll keep this, and then we have to really decide on this shield breaker for turn 2, unless we find something on top. Oppo looks like they've mulliganed twice, which makes me want to run the shield breaker out and try to punish a slow start. Wow, this is a tough one to me. We do have the barge. I think we just have to get going. You know they're going to play an artifact that we wish we could have used that on, but I think it's a mistake not to curve out here against a mull to 5. And we'll just hold off on the shield breaker, get the trebuchet down, and then start doing work later. Shieldbreaker frees a trapped tower. Yeah, this is artifacts only, so I don't know if that's what you mean. Well, it'd be pretty obvious if we attacked here, but it'd be pretty funny. Like, we have the tools to... Let's see. If we double barge, they don't have the total first strike to outdo ours, but then we go to regular, and they would have 4 total damage, and we can get it to 5. No, Trebuchet was summoning sick. But I think I'm just going to red cap here. Let's set up for a future turn with this double barge Rimrock collective. Hopefully get an attack in while they're tapped out and not do any silly blowouts. Gingerbread pie. Oh. I'm not into ginger in my desserts, though, as we've discussed. But I'm sure for ginger dessert lovers, it's fantastic. Sorry, Oppo. Not trying to waste your time. Anybody out there read the Vlad Taltosh novels by Stephen Brust? That's what your version of magic is making me think of, Combustinator. Okay, Dragonfire, like, if they have the red uncommon removal spell, we could get blown out. But even then, we have enough to get it above that damage. So I'm going to send in with everything and see what they want to do. I think between Dragonfire, 2 Bargains, and Rimrock, we just have a lot of ways to win combat here. Okay, so they're going for this, so we're going to do double Barge. Or we could Scorch and single Barge. Yeah, I think I like Scorch and single Barge, because then we get Rimrock and the other Barge for this red cap later. So I'm going to start with the Barge. And then it doesn't get trample, so it doesn't even matter which we kill. Let's go for the red cap. A 2 for 2, but a good one. Setting us up for some good attacks next turn. Wouldn't mind a land to get to the barrage, but we're kind of running fine on 3 right now. Got no land, much less black mana, and much less swamps. But yeah, we have more good attacks here, so let's do it. I think we still kind of get the mega pump that you're talking about here. Because eventually they got to block the red cap. Like so. And I think we take the Shield Breaker trade here, and now we go Barge in. And Rimrock. Let these 2 trade off, and then do a ton of trample damage. I missed it, D. It was probably Nantuko, and if you're wondering, you should take it offline with Nantuko, if you are wondering what happened and why. I don't even know, man. I'm just telling you that's what I would do. Well, we're close to being able to just barrage this out of the way. If we get back, we only have Shield Breaker to get back, and there's nothing to hit with it right now. I guess we just cast the order for a flyer. That's probably the most sensible thing here. Yeah. We can cast all this and get a lot of pings. Heck, Swampin', good game, right? Even Swamp gets us there. D, I said, take it to a whisper. If you have questions for Nantuko, go to a whisper. Stop talking about it here. Or I will time you out. All right, that was enough. $1,500 gold. What's your question, Craig? I'm not sure. Oh, the reward there. Yeah, yeah. Completed quests. Krauser, what's going on? Oh, yeah, we can do a rat deck next time if you want to try the rat build. Yeah, I think that was quests. This is a little awkward. We do get this kind of sure adamanted Searing Barrage waiting for us at 5. We don't have... We're asking for both kind of early drops and black mana, so it's kind of like asking for a couple of things. Let's see what Oppo does. But here, let's... I'm going to pull this where you think it's a mull or keep. Note that Oppo has mulliganed. The fact that Oppo has mulligan actually makes me more inclined to want to keep. But this is tough. Very narrow. Look at that. Well, they're unlikely to get a big start, and these are quality cards. This is a quality card. This is a quality card with this, and Barrage is nice removal. So it was already close, and then the fact that I don't think we're going to get run over, we're less likely to be run over by a mulligan. I'm going to keep. Very narrow, very narrow. I like that the voting was almost 50-50 there, because I think that was a super close one, and if you decided to mull that, I can't say you're wrong. I'm going on instinct without the certainty of which choice improved our long-term win percentage. Oh man, I'm sorry for you, Queen. You've put a lot of work in. I hope if you don't get to update Deckmaster, I hope you've found the process totally worthwhile. Yeah, so here we're just gonna run out a Rimrock as a 3/1. Back it up by Dragonfire. If we do find a swamp off the top, we get really lucky and get to attack with a 5/3. I don't like using the Dragonfire on it. I probably will, but not yet. We'll play a red cap since we have something else to do here. The next turn we actually have 2 Dragonfires if it comes to be necessary. But Clockwork Servant, a good play against our Rimrock. Just out of range of our Dragonfire. But good news, it can't block our Rampart Smasher, so we'll go with a Rampart Smasher here as our play for the turn. Then if we find land of any kind, Swamp off the top would be Amazeballs, but we'll see what we get. This is amazing in the meta. Rampart Smasher can't be blocked by knights or walls. Like, I've hit decks where they can't block this because they're just mono red knights. No land. Got a couple Dragonfires we can use here. To what end? Let's see. If we send in red cap, we would need to double Dragonfire to take out the Ogre. Single Dragonfire to trade 2-for-1 Rimrock plus Ogre. I think we need to be patient. We'll find another land and barrage this Ogre. In the meantime, we'll attack with a Smasher and play a Raiders. This is kind of maybe one of our worst cards in the deck just because we're half human, but... Yeah, Provisions is not a great card, but it does make me feel like we should win this one, but we'll see. I mean, should. That sounds so entitled. This is one of those lower quality cards that stirs my fighting spirit to try and win, is what I mean. Well, if Oppo like shows us a all that glitters or something, I can see somebody thinking, this double affects my glitters or whatever. Oops. Apparently not about the glitters, because they just ate their artifact. So hush, hush, thought I heard it calling my name now. Well, Hushbringer is kind of a non-bow. Oh no, I guess it technically still triggers that. Wait, don't cause. Oh yeah, no, it's a total non-bow that they've set up here. But we have this now. Ooh, that's like gives us barrage. This is all instant as well. I think we send in Raiders and Smasher, tapping one of these to give this a buff, and then we see how they want to block before we let's see. I mean, this is just why. This is how the fact that Hushbringer made me think of the song, the Deep Purple song or whatever. Just is like, it's just that's how my brain works, and that's why memes existed to begin with. Is just the cards constantly trigger songs in my head. Anyway, yeah, we're gonna do that. And although I'm gonna just I'm now having attackers regret, like the Ogre Errant block on the Raiders is pretty good. It kind of forces a 2-for-1. Maybe I didn't think it through properly. So I'm gonna Searing Barrage. Oh, that's true. Yeah, it has trample. Let's wait for the block, and then that's good. Then maybe I was regretting attacking, but it'll work out if they choose Ogre Errant as the key block here. Now I didn't even need to Scorch the Hushbringer yet. Well, but hopefully, yeah, this is great. Like if they block like this, then we get to. It's only just a 1-for-1 for the Errant, and if I had done it after the attackers, they could block differently. But this is kind of what we wanted. Tron asks if we only collect metal lunchboxes. I mean, we have some other ones around, I suppose, but it's like we collect what lunchboxes come our way, and mostly they're the metal kind. I don't think we've added a new lunchbox to our collection since this one, which I got at work. Oldest lunchbox is an interesting question. I don't know. Where are we? Oh, look at us with 2 lances we can't do anything with. All right, they're at 7. We have 2 Dragonfires. Is there anything we can do to just win here? Dragonfire only gets 1 of these anyway. But I think now with the Ogre gone, we just swing away. Thank you all for helping Queen navigate GitHub. I know nothing about that stuff. Oh yeah, Weasel back in pump, right? So we can go full control. I kind of was chatting with chat and didn't even really process what creature they had played. It is a knight, so it can't block this. It trades with anything it tries to block is the thing. Well, because if we get it out of the way now, it's one less thing that actually blocks our damage. That would be why to do it now. Because if they... But that might be okay, too. No. Yeah, I'm going to do it now. It makes it tougher for them to figure out blocks. Understand that we're not like passionate lunchbox collectors. They are objects that my wife thought were interesting and that she bought for 50 cents to $1 each at thrift stores over the years. So like we don't have any... We have no lunchbox desires. We just take the lunchboxes that come our way. All right. They didn't have the mana to make that matter too much. All right, what do we think about this? Probably just want to take out the trebuchet or the servant. Yeah, that's a good point. Trebuchet can't block Smasher, so let's scorch the servant so that Smasher can keep smashing. I think if we, I think if they were all in mint condition, I mean, you can Google it if you want, but I actually think this Fireball XL5 lunchbox is, I think, the rarest one and probably the most expensive if it were, like, in excellent condition and had the thermos and stuff. Yeah, Swamp would be all right, wouldn't it? And this is the worst draw on our deck, indeed. Not going to bother with the red cap. They have a clean block with the trebuchet. I'm going to assume they would make it. Actually, trebuchet can block the knight. Oh, no, it's a defender, right? Never mind. I was thinking, hey, it's not a knight. Some of them have thermoses, not necessarily in them. Like, we actually have the thermoses over on a separate wall. Is there a Thunderbird? I don't think there's a Thunderbird. I mean, there is one in existence, but we don't have it. Well, it's not a... That's the thing. It's not particularly organized. I guess I could get a picture. There's... Hey, look! Black mana. Let's see. Are we punished at all for putting this here? We get a 3/4 double strike and 4. They would need to put everything on it, and they can't do that. So yeah, we're gonna throw this on the red cap. I mean, I don't know how to show you the wall. Like, it's not in camera range. Of course they have Scorching. Fine. Whatever. Still get to equip. Just doesn't do much. I mean, Hushbringer has always been here to block the Smasher this turn. I mean, you want me to go and take a picture of some thermoses? I don't know what you mean. Like I can't drag the webcam off of my camera to another room. It's not on a... all right. First, I'm going to respect the hobby. Hey, no fair playing good cards. But I think we just get them here. It's not good enough in time. Still had all these, buddy. Right, they're just dead. I'm going to stop wasting time. Yeah, well, they couldn't block. Neither of these can block the Smasher is the problem. Link in the Mirrodin spot. I mean, I don't even know what to do to help. Like, I can bring some thermoses to show you. You want me to bring? I can show you some thermoses. Oh my god. Well, you got like we live in a curiosity shop. Sometime if I do like a mobile broadcast, I could show you, but my wife has interesting, excellent taste and finds all sorts of fascinating objet d'art, etc. at thrift stores, and it's really, my house is actually kind of something else. It is kind of like Pee-wee's Playhouse over here. I think that's a good way to think of it. No, I haven't even talked to Marsh since we got off the air that episode. I have never been to Spain myself, but my parents went one time, and they did have to explain multiple times when checking into hotels that, no, we know where we are. This is our last name, anyway. All right, we can do a Ratter build here. You guys discuss how to make this into a Ratter build. So we're going to add 2 Ratters, 2 more merchants to this merchant and the Ferocity, and turn this into a rat making build for the fun of it. And we can run these in. And then as you discuss that, I'll go find you some thermoses to look at, because apparently people want to see thermoses. Hold on. Most of these thermoses aren't even for lunch boxes we have. It's like there's a separate thermos collection of stuff she's picked up. Let's see, I think we have the Space Cadet one. No, maybe not. So here's some thermoses. We have a Space Cadet thermos. Should I open these? Whiskey? This looks like Get Smart, the old spy comedy show. Oh, here's one of the ones that we actually, this is a Junior Miss. We actually have this lunchbox. Here's a Junior Miss thermos. This looks like the Partridge Family thermos. Ooh. Oh, Campus Queen we definitely have, right? There's a Campus Queen. Where's the Campus Queen? Here we go. Look, it's a match. Should we marry these together? Campus Queen, the lunchbox, plus Campus Queen, the thermos. Together at last. I'm surrounded by thermoses, but let's make some rats. Yeah, I'll find my grandpa's playing cards. They're in the another storage place though. All right, so let's go merchant, ferocity, mine, ratter, and then we have 7 cuts. So we need to cut some 4s, like maybe in this case we just cut the red, although lances on the rats wouldn't be bad either. Why do we want fires? Explain to me what fires does in a way that is not just fancy play syndrome. They're so powerful though. Fires plus merchant. So I have fires just because we get to loot every turn, quote, for free. But we've given up a card to do so. I don't like the fires at all, but this seems fine for trying our experiment here. Let's do this. I don't think we're building around fires enough to run it. Can't call this Lancelot, though. This has got to be... let's see. We call it the pack. Hey, Zori. Chat did not like your Provisions Rally deck, no. Felt like there were some weak cards there. Trouble is you're combining some so-so cards to try to have synergy that is not like game-breaking, it's just solid. Outlaw's Merriment is a good point. Like that's a great card. I don't know what else we'd put in here. Like, I don't want to... I guess we can put... Hengewalker can be considered. If we like that better than... maybe like a Red Cap Raiders. But, yeah, this is fine. Whatever, I'm going to do this. Having fun with this one today. The first time we got loose and creative, it produced our first loss. We'll see how this one goes. I don't think I want to cut a land. Not when we've got 3 looters or whatever. We'll just, if we draw extra land, we'll loot them away. I want more land when we have this much rummaging. No, Ratter is not legendary. But yeah, chat is also correct. I mean, you just go with that mythic on its own strength. We can keep this, although Luis is watching us. Are you gonna? We'll get a third mountain, right? I mean, a third basic mountain. We'll keep this and run out of rock on 2. Then if we have to, we can enter this tapped and still have stuff to do on 3. But we will not be satisfied without rats. James is not as greedy as me, it seems. It's like win-win to not play the mine, because either we'll find the mountain and play it no problem, or we just draw gas. Both are great. And we don't have to cross that bridge because we found the mountain right away. Yeah, we're gonna rock a rim here right off the bat. I'm not going to offer that trade. I'm going to get on board with the Raiders here over barging in with the Rimrock. We'll wait, and then next turn we can do a couple of things, like possibly main phase, Boulder Rush, cast Rimrock, use it to pump Raiders is one option we have, and we still have... we could get Ratter, although we can't really activate Ratter yet, so there's no need to run it out there. And with, let's put this out. Oh, this actually gives us something to pump the Raiders anyway. So then I do like using some of our stuff here to take out one Tome Raider and get in some damage. See what they want to do. Not surprising. We will do that. I think I'm going to rock a rim here. It's a good window, and then we can keep up Dragonfire for their turn. It's telegraphed because I'm not playing the Rimrock. Yeah, I could just put the Rimrock down. I like keeping the Dragonfire up, but maybe I should have just played Rimrock. This is what I figured, though. They're going to play some sort of defender that we can knock out of there. But I think maybe that was wrong. I probably should. It's probably more correct to have just played the Knight. We happen to have come up with a target, but it would be pretty easy for them to end up with me really not happy about my options for a Dragonfire. So I think I regret that choice. Hard to call it a punt, but I think it was the suboptimal play decision. This could be run away together, but it still, yeah, still sets us up okay. And now I just want to smash ramparts. But we could do Raiders Rimrock. Because then if they spend their whole turn servanting, Smasher is just a real problem for them. But yeah, we could also use up all the mana with Rimrock plus Raiders, but I don't know if that creates a better attack situation. Although it does create 2 3-power attackers, so the Servant can block one of them, but not the other. But yeah, also dropping Smasher is reasonable. Yeah, I think deploying extra threats and using all of our mana seems more correct. And we're definitely attacking with a 1/1. Do you want to offer Rimrock for the Raider? I mean, I'll take it. If we But we also have more bargains that we could find where we'd be happy to have Rimrock with Trample. So I'm just going to send the 1/1. Wow, they took that? They took that. Just like taking it. Wow, what does that mean? Interesting. Well, we're going to do the double creature. Could get reaped here, but then we'd probably just win. Hey, look, it's a Secret Keeper. This is the card that gets us, although we can nicely pump this out of range of trading here. So we only have an attack with the Raiders here, but then we have Smasher. And in this case, what do we want to kill? I guess we kill the Fae because these can attack next turn safely if they only have the 3. So let's move Fae. Interesting frame treatment, what it leads to here. That's kind of funny. Scavengers has been a little thorn in our side today. Continues to be so here. That's a lot of value from Oppo, but not a lot of power, so that's something. Fireborn, still better than the Ratter for us. Yeah, even drawing a Merchant, we just can get the combo going. But I think we hold lands now. Yeah. Oh, we all think the deck is better without the Ratter. That's why we started it that way, but we wanted to try it. Since we did have the multi-combo, basically. Okay, Dragonfire plus Fireborn. So we get to pump and have Scorching Dragonfire. So we effectively have a 3/4 double strike backed by 3 extra points of damage. So I think we send both of these. Maybe even send the Rimrocks as well. Just let them block as they will. And yeah, I know Smasher trades 1 for 1, but we gotta apply pressure, right? And the question is, yeah, basically, if these are their good blockers, these are the ones that eat Rimrocks, and if they spend any time eating Rimrocks here, that's good for us on the Knight Smasher front. So I'm going to offer them Rimrocks as well here. And there is open mana, but you know, we also have to try and win this game because we can't just sit here dying to the Flyers. Okay, they're going for it this way. That makes me want to try to use the Dragonfire on the Scavengers. And we can actually go, since there's a first strike step, first I'm going to pump this, see if that gets me to do anything. Then I'm going to go to first strike. And it's like it didn't even pause or anything, so that's pretty good. Yeah, we can trade. Well, here's the thing. We can trade Fireborn now for the Scavengers and finish off the Sage. but I think we just kill the scavengers here and keep our Fireborn alive. Doesn't mean no counter, you're right. Could be didn't say please. Or that. Pretty blowouty, but I don't know what to do besides try and win with the cards I've got. Too bad we can't get value there. But we do get to smash. Harsh. With 7 mana, though, we can Rampart and... Well, we could break shields, but what does it even do? It doesn't do anything for us. Yeah, could have used that shield breaker a long time ago. I think the value train's out of hand now, and we're going to lose this one. Does a pro play that turn differently? Was I too aggressive into open mana? Or do you just have to go for it? I mean, I was kind of on the make them have it heuristic. Sitting around and waiting to lose to flyers didn't feel correct, you know? And we're not dead yet. Yeah, I felt like we were falling behind and needed to try something. I'm going to barge in for the trample damage, I think. Yeah, let's barge for the tramps. And I'm going to play the shield breaker. Yeah, I just didn't know how far behind I was, Mensch, right? Were we far behind enough that it was time to take some aggressive, risky action or not? This Rampart Smasher has been cast more times this game than I've cast total Rampart Smashers in the format, I think. Yeah, it's not going to get us there. All right, look, we gave the Ratters a try, but I'm not thinking it's where we want to be. Yeah, now they attack, get us to 1. We have no life gain, and it's just over. Like, we would have to get Trebuchet and 5 turns of Trebuchet damage. Old decks? No. Just because they have, like, blue-black control with a Secret Keeper. I haven't seen Secret Keepers since the update, so maybe theirs is, but ours certainly isn't. All right, the results continue to be disappointing this week. I mean, not that we can't 7-win from here, but overall, the old WL this week has been lacking. See if I can remember the swaps that we had. For bang, 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 bang. Do we have Bell in? And then these were out. Yeah, there was a Paladin extra, wasn't there? Let's see. I'll fix that. Oops. We definitely had a paladin in. So then what was out? Merchant. Right. Yeah, it's all right. I thought I was already down to one merchant. That's why I didn't glance there. All right, this is what we had before. Castle requires 2 other black sources to even be able to use. So we're largely playing a ETB tapped land that we'll never get to activate if we do that. All right, let's go back with this. Still got Ratter as the icon, but so be it. So let's see. Thinking through some stuff. Got 4, 3. I think we're roughly, like, I was thinking about the 12-5. Someone was saying we're like the 12-5 ratio makes the 2 hybrid spells turn 6 plays, but I don't think that's true. We have 12 sources. We need to get through about 13 cards to see a third of our deck, which should get us 4 mountains. So, on average, on card 13, we should be able to do it. And on average, that's happening. Oh, no, not card 13. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Like 12. If you're on the draw, it seems pretty doable. But yeah, it's kind of like a 5 mana play, I think, for mostly. We're going to keep this, though. Oh my god! Question is, do we want to Rimrock now and then Shield Break and play the Shield Breaker next turn? We could just Rimrock. I'm going to do that. We lose a little value on Rimrock, but we use all of our mana. And then next turn, we have options. And they can't activate the Scaldron before we can take it out next turn. Hey, I was just thinking about, like the real cost here is of our mana base is lack of bells on time. Yeah, they didn't play a better target, and we're not going to cast Bell this turn. I'm going to start with a Rimrock attack, and we'll barge in if they want to block. It'll put off the Shield Breaker for a turn. But basically, they either block and we barge in to win combat, or they don't block, they take 3, we break that Cauldron, and then... Yeah, okay, this is fine. Again, it puts us off of actually casting the Shield Breaker this turn, but I think that was worth it. Wow! Alright. That was a smackdown, but we get this follow-up at least. This card has been hitting me at just the perfect times. That was rough. And taking Bell. I mean, you can have the 2-1, but it took my Bell. God, getting a 2-for-1 of that power on 3 is just monstrously rough. Yeah, taste it. We're gonna taste it. Give us another night, please. I'm going to play this because they already know about it, and we're at risk of getting reaped. I think the Jousting dummy is the bigger concern over the Tempting Witch, so I'm going to take out the dummy. If we don't draw any action, the dummy's what's really going to hurt us. Really? Like, I've gotten hit with worse memory thefts than that. I'm saying it's like, it just feels like it stalks me and gets me at the perfect time. And it's such a bad card late. That's what's so frustrating. It's like Oppo gets so rewarded there on what amounts to a massive blank in the late game. It doesn't matter. Yeah, I mean, I could wait till they pump the dummy, I suppose. They look like they're heavy black, so we could have gotten to spend some mana, I suppose. I was just kind of in shields down on it, or like wanting to use the mana on our turn because we could untap and want to cast something and equip it. Not like this. Not like this, Arena. Come on. Memory theft. Really? I'm gonna get knocked out of this event on a brutally timed memory theft? Plus some flood here. Getting a little salty about the flood, but we sign up for this with this game. Turns out there's a bunch of land cards in my deck, and what do you know? Here they are. Sometimes Magic just laughs at you, and it's been laughing at us this week, honestly. Sometimes these results can make you feel like a terrible player, but, I mean... Oh, that's comical. That's a good one. I'm gonna play it. Folks, this deck is good. I don't know what to tell you. Partly our fault for taking a game off to run the rat nonsense we all knew was worse. All right. Yuck. Yuck, yuck, yuck. Happens to everybody. We've all been there, but yuck. Let's...
To the extreme, I rock a mic like a vandal. Light up the stage and wax a chump like a candle. Dance!
Some say I never heard of ya, a rap burglar.
Thank you for that sub. Oh, it was fine. I'm being salty about the ratting thing, but we're on stream here. We're having some fun. We can celebrate. We're like the rich fat cat lighting cigars with $100 bills by throwing some gems at a fun rat experiment. It's fine. It's fine. I'm already over it too. Like, what, you know, this is the game we signed up for. Sometimes that happens. We drafted a good deck and lost with it. Because rat nonsense would have been really fun if it had gone off, D. Like, you say that because it didn't work, but if we had gone rat into a bunch of card rummaging and made 1 million rats, it would have been great. We would have had a lot of fun. But it didn't happen. It's okay. Thanks, Ziv. Appreciate your reaching out to me in this troubling, difficult time of I lost more games of Magic than I thought I deserved to. I appreciate that you understand my pain and how important it is to take care of people like me in society who are have recently lost Magic games. We have a Brawl deck. We just don't have a Brawl place to play Brawl, right? Oh, it is Wednesday, right? We can do this. We want to Brawl? I can Brawl with some time we have left here. We can also draft again, though, and at least get a draft in. How about we make a rat deck for Brawl? Well, first this is an extended goodbye, but to anybody on YouTube who's actually still here watching, thanks for hanging out. We'll catch you at the next video, and we'll try to win some more games. See ya.